Good evening once again. You are welcome to another edition of your favorite program, The Talking Point. As usual, today we are having a big guest in our studio, and it's my pleasure to introduce Alhaji Aliu Bagudu Abakar, the Director General, Legal Aid Council. Sir, you are welcome to NT Studio.
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers.
Sir, this Legal Aid Council might be a strange name to most of our common men in the street. How do you get across to people that they will know how you exist and your mandate?
Well, thank you very much for this question. It is a fact that Legal Aid Council is not known as widely as it is supposed to be known by Nigerians. But let me make a distinction. Legal Aid Council perhaps should be understood as an agency of government that was designed or created by the federal government in order to assist the poor and the indigent in the society. That is the cause of justice. In other words, the basic responsibility or statutory responsibility of Legal Aid Council is to assist the poor. And the poor are those who cannot be able to have legal practitioners of their choice, either prosecute matters on their behalf or defend matters on their behalf in court. So coming back to your question, essentially we have to understand the nature of the job of the council. And the nature of the job of the council is for defending the poor and the indigent who are, for reason of being indigent, unable to pay private legal practitioners for them to prosecute their matters. So relative to the southern part of the country, I must say that the Legal Council is widely known in the southern part of the country as against the northern part of the country. As you may be aware, the tendency for litigation is very much higher in the south than it is with the northern part of the country. And again, the fact that the council started in Lagos like every other government agency before coming to Abuja is another factor which makes it impossible for people to be aware of the existence of the council. But little by little, we are trying our best so that we can educate and sensitize our people to the fact that there is a council which is established by government that is to assist the poor in the course of justice administration in this country, and when they have conflict with law, which is natural and an everyday affair. So basically, the sensitization is an ongoing thing, is a work in progress. So, and we want people to understand that if you have an issue with the law, if you have an issue with the Nigerian police, if you have an issue with any detaining authority, the government, through the auspices of the Legal Aid Council, exists to assist you so that you can get justice. Thank you.
Especially when you're talking about sensitization and a common person in the north. Now we're talking about the city, you're just at the city center here. Yes. How will somebody at the interior get your service?
Sensitization has always been a difficult and extensive thing. We have planned, and in the past, I can assure you, we have tried to see that we sensitize the people, especially in the northern part of the country, through the use of radio, jingles, and announcements. And it has been a successful affair up until now. We have suspended that aspect of it, but we intend to come back so that we can sensitize Nigerians through the radio and other means of communications. Don't forget, the bulk of our people in the north are poor, and in fact it's a general thing for the whole country. The bulk of our people are poor and people who cannot afford some of these services. But by and large, we try the use of the radio stations so that they could be able to hear about us and see how we can be able to assist them. But I want to use this medium also, now that we have an opportunity with the Nigerian Television Authority. We thank you very much. I want to use this opportunity to tell poor Nigerians and their relations that if anybody has an issue with the law, if anybody's right is affected by any way, by any means, that person has the constitutional right of going to Legal Aid Council to lay his complaint, so that the council can be able to take up his matter and see that justice is done.
How do you relate with the court, the police, and other security agencies that to foresee a situation where somebody's right is being abused to address it?
Well, I must say that the court, more than any other person, knows about the Legal Aid Council. The Nigerian police, more than any other person, again, knows about the council. In fact, every security agency knows about the Legal Aid Council, as well as the statutory responsibility of the council. So we don't have much problem with our relationship with other security agencies, especially the detaining authorities. So basically, our relationship has been a very good one. We have just paid a courtesy call on the Chief Judge of Nasarawa State, and it is all tailored towards doing our job successfully.
We are still talking about relationship. Do you have any relationship with the National Human Rights Commission and their offices within the states?
The relationship we have with National Human Rights is like we are all under the same ministry. We are parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Justice, and the intention is for all of us to work towards getting justice for poor Nigerians. So I think we have that relationship with the Human Rights Corporation, and we cooperate with them in seeing that our statutory responsibilities are carried to the latter.
Let's talk about how to assess your service. A very layman, a poor man, where do we start to get your service?
We do have offices in all the states of the Federation. Our headquarters, of course, is in Abuja. So what we advise Nigerians to do for now is to go to the state capitals and find out where our offices are located. They can walk into our offices and lay their complaint. Through that, we attend to their complaint as much as possible. We are working towards getting a call center, a toll-free line through which you can tell Nigerians that wherever you are, you can be able to call this line and lay your complaint, and you get legal assistance. And you can also, at least in the first instance, before we determine what we do with your matter. So we have that reach, and it might interest you to also note that we intend to have legal aid centers. As of today, we have about, in addition to having the offices in the 36 states of the Federation, we have legal aid centers in about 25 local government areas spread across the country, across this country. And the intention is that on the long run, we will have our legal aid centers in all the 774 local government areas of this country. So it's a work in progress, and we are trying as much as possible so that we can get our services across to the poorest of the poor in the country.
Let's talk about constraint. Be a federal government agency, and at times things are really hard. What are your likely constraints affecting your job?
Well, like every other government organization, the Legal Aid Council is battling with the issue of understaffing. You may be aware that the federal government has placed embargo on employment in the recent past. We have attempted in our own way to see how we can be able to get the necessary approval so that we can be able to employ more staff. We have about 600, between 600 and 700 staff nationwide, and you agree with me that in view of the volume of the work that is supposed to be done, this number is not much. In fact, out of this number, only about 250 are lawyers. In some state offices, like in some state offices, we have probably